But don't let somebody else tell you. Don't let nobody else write your story for you. It's your book. It's your pen. And just because that's how the chapter went when they did it, don't mean that's the same for you. Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel where you find everything fashion, beauty, and bougie. It is your good girlfriend Goldie, and thank you for being my friend. So today, I was just doing a story time / get ready with me while I did my makeup, and it just got me thinking about shit, you know, things that I wish, things that if I would have known earlier in my life, I probably wouldn't be in these situations today. And I just said, you know what? Let me help somebody else. Let me give back. Let me help the girls because I'm approaching 30. I'm turning 30 this year. And it's just some things that I would have done differently. Some stuff I wish I would have known ahead of time. In my 20s that could have helped me out now. I'm grateful for my experiences. Don't get me wrong. They have made me the woman I am today. But I want to come and give you guys some knowledge, a little bit of information, some things that can help y'all out while y'all were, you know, gliding through y'all 20s. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys things that I wish I would have known in my 20s, things that can help you glow up in your 20s, level up, all of that good stuff. So if that's something y'all want to see, stay tuned. First thing that I think you should do to help you level up in your 20s, first thing you can do to level up, get the fuck out of that house. Get out of your parents' house. Go. Get out of there. Go. And if you can, get the fuck out of your hometown. Get out. Get out. Get out. I feel like because I did move away from home, I was able to learn and experience a lot more things for myself versus somebody trying to tell me. You know, a lot of things you got to live through and experience instead of hearing it from somebody else. Sometimes you don't want to hear it from somebody else either. You think this is all the world has to offer, but it's so much more. And you don't know because you're too stuck, you're too comfortable. You're complacent being at home. You're complacent being at home. You're okay with somebody taking care of you, just not knowing what else is out there. And I don't think that's good. If you can, and I'm not saying go to college, but get out of your hometown. The way for me to do that was to go to college. And I went to a far college, so my mom couldn't come down there and try to, you know, be mama all day, every day. I wanted to experience life on my own. I wanted to get away. And whether I went to college or not, I think moving out of my state, where I could just see other kinds of people, other cultures, other foods, other music, other stuff than what I'm used to, helped me out. I say this all the time. And if you don't know, I'm originally from Ohio. No shade to my hometown. I love dating, everything about it. I love a good ghetto time. Everybody knows that. I love it all. I love it all. But prime example, Afrobeat music, I would have never been listening to that shit until Essence came out this year. Well, last year. And that's just one example. Like, we didn't listen to any other type of music. If it wasn't rap, hip hop, R&B, we wasn't playing that shit in Dayton. And this is no shade to any other artist. I'm just saying, this is what, and it could have been a part of my time as well. We weren't listening to that. If a Sean Kingston song came on, we skipped it. If who got the keys to my, any of them type of songs, we wasn't listening to it. It definitely didn't come on in the club. And if it did come on in the club, they wanted them to turn it off. We only had maybe one Mexican, one African in our school. So different cultures, different foods, shit like that. We were ignorant to it. We didn't know anything about that. A rice and peas, a jollof, curry chicken. We didn't have no Caribbean, Jamaican, nothing. We didn't have that. We did not have that back at home. And like I said, it could have been the time. But that's just shit that we weren't introduced to. So, like the African or the Mexican or the Asian, the one or the two that was in the school, they got made fun of. They were talked about. We said they food stink. We said they stink. Shit like that. And when I think about it today, I realized that was wrong. That was fucked up. If I wouldn't have never, went to school, shit just got out of my hometown, I wouldn't have seen that, oh, there's actually a lot of y'all here. Y'all got restaurants. Y'all food is pretty fucking amazing. The men are fine as hell. They tall. Like, I just would have never known these type of things until today. I would have never listened to that kind of music if the DJ didn't have a rep your set party, rep your city party, rep your hometown party where they played music from different places. I would have never known about Be More Steps and Jersey dances. I would have never known about that shit. And that's because I was fine in my little hometown with what we knew. All we knew is all we know. And that was that. I would have never experienced, met those type of people. It just wouldn't have been a thing. So that is why I say I think everybody should move away from home. Experience being broke, experience not being able to just walk in the house and eat some of your mama's food. Experience that. Get away from home. Get out of your comfort zone. If you don't at least move away from your hometown, get out of your comfort zone and just try something new in a place you don't know about. You got to figure out a way to get away. And if you can't do it right after you get out of high school, do it within the next few years. And you won't regret it. Trust me. You're going to learn so much. You'll experience so much. You'll meet so many other types of people. Shit like that. Okay, so next on the list, I have budget. Budget. And I'm not saying, you got to save all your money because, we young. We want to have fun. But I just wish that I would have had a better knowledge of what I should be doing with my paycheck. Back in college, back in my 20s, I worked I worked at Victoria's Secret. And when I tell you 90% of my check went back to Victoria's Secret, my check went to Victoria's Secret, bottles, food. But mind you, I wasn't paying no bills. So that's another thing. Because I was in college, we had the student loans, we was in the dorms, I wasn't really paying for that much stuff, but I could have used that money to like put towards a small little business, and I didn't think about that back then. I was just having fun, shaking ass, spending money. And I could have, I was doing nails back in college. I could have really used that money to go back to school, nail school, get a license. I could have really been charging the prices that I should have been. Or I could have bought camera and ring light equipment and started my YouTube years ago. It's just so many other things that I could have done with my money that I didn't do. I was traveling a little bit, but I wasn't saving. And not that you need to save everything because you can fall over and croak tomorrow and that savings ain't shit. You should learn how to budget your money a little bit better. And if I would have started in my 20s, I probably would have been a lot better off than I am now. I'm so bad with money. I'm just horrible with money. Another thing related to budgeting, credit cards. I can't tell y'all how many credit cards my damn ass signed up for, knowing I wasn't paying them back, knowing I was not paying the bills. I had a Victoria's Secret credit card. I had a Nordstrom credit card. Where's the mascara? It even got to the point where it was real bad, y'all. My mama had a Nordstrom credit card and a Victoria's Secret card. I started maxing out her cards too. And those student credit cards, the Discoveries, the Capital Ones. Really sit down and talk to yourself. If y'all know, you know how you are. You know how you are with money. You know yourself better than anybody else. If you know your ass is not going to pay that back, you are not responsible, just don't do it. Just don't do it. If you ain't got the money for the pennies and bras, just wait till you have the money. Don't do it. Between my credit cards, my student loans, repairing your credit takes time. And You may have had fun those few months swiping and swiping and swiping until the card got turned off. But years down the line, that shit's not going to look good on your credit. It's going to take some time to get it removed. You got to make phone calls. You got to send emails. It's too much. It's too much, and it's not worth it. So if y'all know y'all not paying them bills back, don't get the credit card. Next, I have your friends. Pick your friends wisely. And you know how they say birds of a feather flock together. It might not be true at first. Like, you might just be getting to know somebody just to know who they are. But once you know who they are, they're set in their ways, you know the type of person that is, and you decide that that's your friend, that's who you always going to be around, you're going to start to develop some of the things that they develop. You're going to start to develop some of their characteristics and vice versa. So birds of a feather flock together. So whether you a good girl, then you start hanging out with girls that steal from Walmart. You might not steal the first few times y'all going to Walmart, but one day you're going to pick up that lip gloss and you're going to say, I'm going to just take it. They did it. Next thing you know, you're going to be in the damn office trying to prove your point on that you didn't steal when they got you on camera. Like, it sounds crazy, but it's so true. And it works in the reverse way as well. If you hang around successful people that have a like mind as you, people that are grinding, they're starting their own business, they gonna influence you to grind and start your own business too. And you should also want to use your friends as a connect. So the friends that you meet when you're young in your 20s, all of them might not make it to your 30s, 40s, or 50s, whatever. But you got to understand that people are in your life for a reason and a season. You're going to learn a lesson from them, take some type of advice from them, maybe take some knowledge from them. I have a friend that's a lawyer. I have a friend that's an accountant. I have friends that work in the nursing field. I have friends that work in casting settings. I have friends that do makeup and hair. And it may sound like regular jobs to you, but later down the line, when you need some type of advice from a lawyer, you need somebody to review a contract, you could call up your girl. Or when your baby is sick in the middle of the night and you don't know if you should go to urgent care, you can call up your friend that's a pediatric nurse that's going to say, oh girl, that ain't nothing. Oh girl, no, you need to go to the hospital now. You get what I'm saying? Like, you want to pick your friends wisely, and you want to make sure that you guys are able to mutually benefit each other. It's no need to waste time being friends with somebody that you know ain't good for you. Sometimes you might not see that at first. It could have been your best friend from high school, for all I know. And then you see later in college that girl is a snake and she'd be talking about you and you didn't know until you got away. And now y'all not cool no more. And at one point in time, that was your girl. Y'all was rocking. She taught you how to slay your wig, and y'all was going out to the club and having fun. And now later in life, that's not your girl anymore, but you learned a lot from her. You had a good time. That was that season. That was your time for you and her relationship. Now y'all just grew apart, And there's nothing wrong with that. I say all that to say, just make sure you're choosing your friends wisely. So another thing that I think you definitely should do in your 20s, it's kind of like 2-in-1. Experience life. Well, it's 3-in-1. Experience life, try new things, date. And it all kind of ties together. I don't know why, and I'm still trying to figure out why these young people in y'all 20s want to get married and settle down so soon. And I mean, I do get that, there's that once in a lifetime thing where you do meet the love of your life early. Your high school sweetheart really does work out. But let's be real, it don't work out all the time. And I've seen one too many of my friends personally. And I've just heard a lot of stories from just people, that you meet along the way of life, that they miss out on things because they gave they all so young. You start doing wifey-like things at the age of 21 for some nigga that don't do shit for you, We put our all, not we, because I don't do this. Sometimes we put our all into these relationships, like that's really the end all be all. We do husband, wifey type things for people that don't deserve that. We put too much energy into someone else instead of trying to live life for ourselves, experience for ourselves. I just feel like in your 20s, dating, being married just shouldn't be like on the forefront of your brain. Like, it's so many other things that you could be doing at this time. And if that were to come and if it were to happen, you know, okay, that's great. But don't put all of your energy into finding the one and you only 21. A lot of people, and this is where I'm speaking for myself, I think we get caught up on what other people are doing, what other people are saying, shit like that. And we feel like we have to do it to kind of like show that we're happy. And you don't have to be with someone to be happy. I think we get too caught up on what other people will say, and that's why we don't date. But I think there is nothing wrong with dating multiple people. And just because I say date don't mean fuck. You don't necessarily have to have sex with everybody you go out with, but I feel like in your 20s, it's the prime time for you to learn what you like. And you got to understand that what you liked in high school, what turned you on, what got you excited, won't be the same thing when you're grown. And then when you do get grown, you're going to evolve. Your taste is going to evolve. The things you are interested in doing are going to evolve. Your hobbies are going to evolve. So the same things that you like back then ain't gonna work in the future. We meet one person that checks off a few boxes and then we just want to give them the end all be all, when we can go learn from Steve and Joe and Mike and this person and that person. The same way we learn and get different things from friendships can work the same with men in dating. It's just, I just feel like it's just a lot of different things that you can learn and experience from dating other people, you know? It's just so many experiences, life lessons, stuff about guys that you may not have known they did or experienced because you was too busy stuck on this one person. You got to learn, you know, what you like, what you don't like. You got to experience different kind of men, I guess. And in my brain, I was too nervous about, you know, what people would say. Oh, one week she out with him, 1 week she out with him. And I was kind of just too nervous on what people would think. Excuse me, when I should have just been focused on gaining a life experience. You know, one guy might like Italian, the other guy might like to cook for you. And you experience what it's like to have a man cook and clean and, you know, have a nice house. See the different types of people that are out there. Just like we see the different types of people that we have friendships with. We got to think of dating as just getting to know other people and knowing what we do like and what we don't like. And we don't do that in our 20s. We get one person to be like, I'm gonna be with them forever. This is my boo, my babe. We get married. When you already said they didn't check off a few things on the list, but you just gonna do it anyway because they give you attention. You know, that ain't right. So date, experience life in your 20s. Try new things. Stop. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I never been there. I don't want to try that. You will never know what you like, who you could meet, what could happen just because you didn't want to try something new out. Oh, I never been skiing before, so I ain't gonna go. Girl, just go and see if you like it. You never know. I don't like living life saying, what if I would have tried that? What if I would have spoke to that person? What if I would have went here? I don't like living life saying, what if? Just try it. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do, now you got something else to add to your list of shit you like. Another thing that I think is very, 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 very important. Live your life for you. In my case, this gets very hard because, and I feel like somebody else might be in this position as well. I'm an only child, and I also come from a single parent home. So making your mother, making your family proud is like something you really want to do, you know. And often we find ourselves living for other people. We live for other people, whether that's going to school, getting a job that we don't like, whether that's where we go to school, what we go to school for, the type of job that we have. Sometimes we do that to please other people. And that's wrong. It's wrong. It wastes your time. It makes you miserable, depressed. It puts too much weight on your shoulders because you're trying to please somebody else and live your life. I wish that I would have, kind of figured this out earlier and had the guts to really walk in my own path and not somebody else's. Long story short, I never wanted to go to school. I went to school to get away from my family because they were so strict. I didn't even study what I wanted to study in school. I didn't even graduate with the degree I wanted to graduate with. And now, and after I had the degree, I had to figure out how I was going to get in the path that I really wanted to get in, because what I just did ain't that. That wastes money. Y'all know how much it is to go to school? Time. 5 years. 5 years in school. Wasted. And I don't want to say wasted because, it was a good experience. I learned a lot. I did get a quality education, but it's not what I wanted to do. And who's to say that in those 5 years, I couldn't have taken that time and dedicated it to what really made me happy? Who knows where I would have been today if I would have took those 4.5, 5 years to actually do what I wanted to do? Who knows how much money I could have had if I wouldn't have spent that money on school or been trying to pay it back today in loans because I did what I wanted to do with my funds then. It's sad because, especially in the Black community, sometimes we have to do what we have to do because our parents said it. And it shouldn't be that way. I mean, with certain things, yes, but some things I feel like are okay to go out and experience on their own. And who knows if I would have said, no, I don't want to go to school. I could have said a year later, you know what, I'm going to go back. I changed my mind. But I never got the chance to make that decision for myself. It was you go to school, you get an education, this is what you're going to study in, and you're going to get this degree, and we're going to have this money. And that wasn't what I wanted to do. I'm happy I had the experiences that I had. I met the people that I met. I really feel like everything happened for a reason because it put me in a totally different position. I met so many. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's not what I wanted to do. And now I'm thinking in my brain, I'm living that, what if I would have did this? And I don't like that, Like, people should put them and their wants and their needs first. And we can't please everybody. We can't live out everybody's dream. I'm sorry if that's what you wanted to go to school for, but this is what I wanted. And we don't say that often. We don't do that a lot. And then 5 years later, we're stuck with the bill and the degree. So not even school, not even just school. Like, if your family wants you to stay at home or not stay at home, say you wanted to up and move to the West Coast or something, and your family's like, oh no, it's dangerous, it's gang violence, and the cost of living is high and stuff like that. Okay, go find out for yourself. And then you decide, if you're going to go back home, if you're going to relocate, what you're going to do. But don't let somebody else tell you. Don't let nobody else write your story for you. It's your book. It's your pen. And just because that's how the chapter went when they did it, don't mean that's the same for you. And just because that's how the chapter went when they did it, don't mean that's the same for you. And we don't see that when we're younger because we just know we got to listen to our parents or they're going to cut us off. I got to listen to my mom, to my parents, or they're going to do this. Listen to my parents or they're going to do that. And that's not how it should be. You shouldn't be operating on fear. You should be operating off of, this is what I want to do in my heart. This is what makes me happy. And if it don't work, it don't work. And you figure out what to do from there. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. And this is like I said, no shade, no disrespect to anybody that did decide to go to school, that didn't go to school, that listens to their parents. And it's definitely no disrespect towards my family. It's just, I just wished I could have made the decision on my own. Now, the very last thing I have on the list is to discipline yourself. Be intentional about what you're doing and do it. A lot of times we say we're gonna do something and don't do it. We waste time, we waste energy, we don't do it. We don't follow through, we forget, all that good stuff. You need to develop some type of discipline. Write it down. Hold yourself accountable. There were a lot of things that I said I wanted to do. And I was started out. Great example, YouTube. My first video on YouTube was posted 6 years ago. I've been at this, but I could have done this earlier if I actually wrote out a plan and stuck to it. Or instead of when things didn't go my way, I just didn't say, you know what, I can't do this no more, and say, fuck it. And that's what I did. Plan and take proper steps, especially early in your 20s. Ain't no telling, how far you could come. And especially when you start to practice and when you start to practice and develop habits early, later it's going to be nothing. So if I would have really, got down on my content, wrote this shit out, really did it, really planned it, ain't no telling, one, where I would be today. Two, the type of organizational skills and shit that I would have now, because it's already instilled in me because I've been doing it. We could have set the foundation earlier, but we too busy over here playing around. So I just wished I could have been more disciplined. I could have been more serious. I just wish I knew the things that I know now back then. It would have saved me so much time and energy. Well, guys, that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. I hope my tips help you out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you just want to say a little something down in the comments, let me know. We can have a conversation. We could talk about this. If you don't agree with some of the things, let me know why. Let's talk this out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm seeing it from a different point of view. No. But yes, guys, I had a lot of fun making this video. Make sure you guys have subscribed to my channel. Hit the bell so you get notified every time your girl posts a video. Follow me on social media, Goldie plus mine on all platforms. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.